Okay, we're gonna do this in simple steps, and when you listen to the steps, it may not make sense at first to you, like logically in your brain, but just trust it. Like, just go along with it, just trust it. All right. So, this is how price works. You want to know where price is gonna go. All right. So, price moves very slowly, right? So this is the first step. This is the first rule. We stay on the 1 hour, 4 hour, and day. We do not go below the 1 hour at all. We don't go anywhere below the 1 hour. We don't go to the 30-minute, nowhere like that. Because price does not move fast. It doesn't move like quick. That's only like for like fucking meme coins and stupid shit, stupid cryptos and shit. This is real. This is the real shit. This is real financial markets and shit like that. So it moves slowly. It moves it takes days. It takes weeks. It takes long times for a price to actually end up in a different place, basically, like a noticeably different place. So, yeah. That's why we stay on the 1 hour. That's the first rule. Second rule, price moves in pivots. Price moves between floors. Don't get it confused. This is the bare bones, most simplest way to imagine price, right? When price makes a pivot, that shows us that there is a floor there. Like with anything else, like in real life, if something's going down and there's a floor there, it's going to form a pivot. It's going to go back up and show us, because it formed that pivot, there's something there. It couldn't keep going, so it formed that pivot. So that means there's a floor there. Because there's a pivot, that means there's a floor there. That imaginary, this invisible floor we couldn't see before, when it came down and formed that pivot, it revealed to us there's a floor right there. All right. And it comes up. All right, there's another floor. And so that's the first rule of price. It moves in pivots. It moves between floors. All right. Here's the third rule. How are we going to start trading? All right. So first we need 2 pivots. All right. We need 2 pivots to form us a floor. Right. We need two floors, 2 fucking walls to form us a floor, a level. Right. This is floor 1. Think of it as like a hotel, bro. Like a building. Like a building that has floors to it. That's basically how price is. Or that's what, like, the most simplest form of price that you can interpret it as just a building with floors to it, basically. And price moves between those floors and shows us where exactly the floors are. And so that's the second, I forgot what rule we're on. Third rule, all right? To start trading, we need a floor. We need two walls to show us where a floor is, all right? Okay. So let's pretend, let's follow it, all right? We're coming down. Pivot, give us a floor right there. Pivot, give us a floor right there. All right. We have a floor, all right? We have a level. We know where a level is. And so when price breaks through this level right here and pivots again, that's going to show us where the next floor is, okay? So it pivots, and then it shows us where the next floor is. But wait, let's follow the trend. All right? So price, it comes down, and there's an imaginary floor right there, so it pivots. All right, so we're going to put a little line right there for right now. All right. Where do you think price is going to go? Where do you think price is going to bounce off of when it pivots? The next floor that it goes up to. So it comes down. So when it comes down, it's going to go up. So as it's going up, where is it going to bounce off of from where it's going up? Boom, the last floor it just broke through. And that's basically all it is. That's all it is, bro. Where's price going to bounce off of? And you can tell from the floors, from the pivots. That's following the trend. This is the most bare bones, simplest version that you can put it, all right? This is all it is, all right? And the only time in this strategy that you ever lose money, all right? So here's how the strategy goes. So let's say, for instance, you come up, come down, and then you're like, all right, come down, all right. Let's pretend we're still doing this right here. So it pivots, and we're like, okay, it's probably going to bounce off of the floor above us right there. This floor right there that we broke through. It's probably going to break through here, right? So let's place that trade, and then we're going to make like a couple hundred, right? And you'll probably keep, and the probability is that you'll probably keep making money. It's like you'll make money off the entire trend, but the only time that you lose money is when the trend reverses, okay? So this is basically what happens. It's doing a trend, doing a basic trend, blah, blah, blah. Going up, coming down, forming levels, all that shit, all that good shit, making money, all that fucking nice shit that we need to see. All right? And then what do you think I mean by when I say the trend reverses? So let's envision this angle right here as just a straight line. All of this as just a straight line going down. So right now the trend is going downwards, right? So what do you think I mean by it reversing? I mean it going that way, all right? So the only time you lose money during the strategy is when the trend reverses. So think about it. The entire time you make money, like you're making a bunch of money throughout this whole trend, and trends last long, and that's another thing why you trade on the higher time frame, is because you're trading trends that last days, weeks. So you're making money for days, weeks, basically. And then all of a sudden, one day, when the trend reverses, that's when you're gonna lose money, all right? So let's just try to make an example right here. Actually, I'll show you guys a prime example of what it is. So price comes down, forms that pivot. Okay, this is the most simplest version of a trend reversal. So this is the basic trend, right? This is the basic trend right here. It's this pattern right here. It's bouncing off of each other's pivots, and then wait. When the price wants to reverse, it's going to form a higher low instead of a lower low, all right? And so when it forms that higher low right there, that looks different, right? That's not following the same pattern. So that means the trend is reversing, okay? This is what a trend reversal looks like. This is all it is. This right here. Is when price turns around and starts forming higher lows. That's the reversal for an uptrend, because we're going up. But if it were for a downtrend, it would be lower lows. So you see for a downtrend, we have a high. Okay, we're just going to highlight it just so we can. A high. I know this shit seems like so complicated and nerdy, bro, but you'll get it like anybody can, bro. I swear. There's a low. And then compared to the last high, all right? So this pivot right there, this pivot right here, this is also a high, right? Compared to the last high, is it higher or lower than the last high? It's lower. Because look at the last high. It's higher than, so it's duh. So lower, high. And you see how lowerness coincides with a downtrend. So what do you think is going to be for an uptrend? We'll get to that part in a second. Lower, low. Because compared to the last low, it's lower than it. All right. We got that down. Bruh. This shit acting fucking gay as hell. Alright, we got it. Zoom in a little bit. Alright. That should be good. So look at that low. This low is higher than this low. So this is a lower low, lower high. So compared to the last pivots, is it higher or lower? And if it matches up like that, that means it's a downtrend. Because obviously, like when you just draw a straight line down, it all, you get it. Like it's all just patterns, right? And then all of a sudden, you get this change in the pattern. Wait, hold on. Let's look at this low. Okay. So let's compare it, right? So look, you have a lower low. You have another lower low. Or honestly, this is how you should be doing it. You shouldn't just start off as like, this is the high, this is the low. All you ever should be doing is just comparing the pivots to the last pivot, all right? So let's delete these. Like, we don't even need to keep these anymore. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to do it by 4 pivots at a time, all right? We're only ever going to look back at the last pivot and compare it to the newer pivots, all right? That's what we're doing, all right? This is how we're identifying our trend, all right? Let's get that out the way. So let's look at our pivots right here, down here, all right? Before the price turns into this weird pattern that's not like this one, all right? Before the pattern changes. Let's look at the pivots before the pattern changes. So here's the low. Low. Here's the high. All right. Now let's look at this low compared to this one. So now all of a sudden, the new lows being formed are higher than the last lows. Now all of a sudden, the lows being formed are higher. And so what does higherness coincide with? Uptrend, up, higher, duh. Right? Higher low. And so let's look at this one, all right? What is this? Look at this high. This is the new high. What is this high compared to this one? It's a higher high. And it's like this, like I'm explaining this shit like I'm talking to a 2-year-old or something, but like it really is this simple, bro. Like the true reality of like just everything, bro, is just that the people on Wall Street, like the people, like the big suit and ties, them people who like really do this shit for real in real life on Wall Street, and I forgot where Wall Street is, but like the people who do this in real life, like the old fucking men in suit and ties, like what they do is so simple. It's like what they do is so simple, and they make so much money from it, so they have to make it complicated in some type of way. And so they make trading complicated by making it look like a bunch of fucking lines and like this right here. This looks complicated, right? But I promise you anybody can do it. Like, I promise you it's so easy, anybody can understand it. Like, what they do is so simple. It makes them so much money that they have to make it complicated for the little guys, for the people who don't know this, for the people who can't understand it. Right? So just take what I'm saying, like, because it feels way too good to be true, but just try it out. Like, literally don't just first try it out with like real money. Like, just try it out at all, bro. Just try it out with a sim account. Just get on fucking TradingView, go to paper trading, and just try this with a sim account, please, bro. Like, don't try this at first with a fucking real paper, like real money account, because you don't get it yet, right? Because you haven't practiced it yet. But please, bro, please at least just take the time out your day to at least just try this on, or just practice this, all right? Because it really works. Like, it does. I'm telling you. Okay? So it's a higher high, all right? So that's all this is. That's all we're doing. It's just all we're ever doing is following a trend. But why can't I not fucking... Okay? It's a higher high, right? So what do higher highs and higher lows coincide with? They coincide with... Okay, and then also... Let's follow the trend here, okay? Let's also follow the trend here, okay? So what do you think is going to happen from here, from this point? We have a floor right here. So what do you think is going to happen from that point? It's going to go up. Boom. But wait, it's not always gonna bounce off. So once you can realize those higher highs and once you uncover when price really reverses, like right here, the high, the low, and all of a sudden we get higher high, higher low. Okay. At that point on, okay, we know price is going upwards, okay? So what do we think is going to happen during this uptrend, okay? It's an uptrend. So uptrends break higher highs. So that's what we're expecting from this trend. This type of trend. When we're on the uptrend, we're expecting price to break the higher highs. And then when we're on the downtrend, like over here, we're expecting price to break the lows. We're expecting price to go lower and lower. But as soon as we identify that price has turned into an uptrend, then we're going to be expecting that, okay, price is probably going to bounce off of this floor because we're on an uptrend. So we're going up. It's going to bounce off of the lows. It's going to bounce off of not the lows. It's going to bounce off of the highs. Because when you're going higher and higher and higher, you're bouncing off of highs. You're bouncing off of previous points that you've already went high. So you've already reached the ceiling, but you're going higher, so you're breaking through the ceiling. And that's it. That's what we're doing during an uptrend. We're going higher. So once we identify we're in an uptrend, okay, so we're expecting price to break through the higher high. We're expecting price to actually break through that level, okay? So when it breaks through that level, where do you think it's going to land? It's going to land, when it comes down for its crash landing, it's going to land on the previous high, because we want to go higher. We want to go higher from that point. We don't want to go back down to that floor. We already done passed that floor, bro. We're trying to go higher. We need, like, you get where I'm going. And this is all you ever need to know. This right here. Do this, practice this, and if you have questions, like, I got you, bro. But yeah, this is the most simplest way that I can explain this to y'all, bro. And then you guys can figure out how to place the trades on your own just from knowing where price is going. But you need to know where price is going first before you figure out where to place the trade. But if you need help with that, I'll help y'all out with that too. But I know y'all are smart enough to figure out, like, if price is going somewhere, like, I'm pretty sure y'all can figure it out on your own, where to place the trade. Because you already know where price is going. Once you figure that out, then you'll know where to place the trade. I'm pretty sure y'all are smart enough to get that shit. So, yeah, bro. Hopefully this makes y'all smarter and shit. But yeah.